what are the stages of motion? We saw that there are two stages of motion. Once when an object is static or when the object is moving. Okay, that is zero motion stage and motion stage. Now, today we'll discuss friction. Now, we slow down your cycle or other vehicles by pressing brake. Have you ever thought why cycle or other vehicles slow down by pressing brake? This is applicable to not only cycle or other vehicles, but to every other object which is moving on the surface of other items. It slows down when no other external force is exerted. It stops down. Have you seen a moving ball stopping after some time? Right? Now, when one object is moving on a surface, okay, or a surface of another object, there is a force at work between them, which is known as friction. Okay, to stop a motion or going in its opposite direction, to stop a motion or going in opposite direction, there must be a force which is exerted. This is known as friction force. When we stop an object that is moving in the opposite direction, the force that we exert is called friction force. Push any book placed on the table. You'll find it stops after some distance. Repeat this activity from opposite direction. This time also the book will stop. Can we say a force must be exerted in opposite direction of movement to stop motion? This is known as friction force. Now,
Ma'am,
yes, Abraham.
is friction force only cause friction force when it's done on on land? Because if I throw the book in air, I will have other forces that are slowing it down. Right, ma'am?
Yes, Abraham. Yes, that is right. Okay. Now, friction force that is stopping an object, that is stopping the movement or motion of an object, is applied in the opposite direction of which it is moving. Okay. Opposite direction on which it is moving. You must have seen that if you exert force on the left side, friction works in the right direction, and if force is exerted on the right side, then the book moves in left direction due to friction. Friction force is always against the above activity. Does it depend on the sticking of its surfaces? Now, friction force, like we saw, is a force that works against the moving objects to bring them to a stop. Okay, but it works in the opposite direction. If an object is moving in the right direction, friction force will be there to stop it from the left direction. If the object is moving from the left direction, then the friction force will be there to stop it in the right direction. Okay, it works in the opposite direction of the moving object. Now, factors affecting friction. What are the factors that affect friction? We'll read activity 15.5. Make a flat surface or on slippery floor and a table. For this, you can use a wooden piece on a brick stand. At any point A, make any symbol on flat surface. Now slip a pencil cell down from this point. Observe the distance of the stopping point of the pencil from the table. Now place a cloth on the table. Cloth should not have a single wrinkle. Repeat the above activity. Repeat by placing a thin layer of sand on the table. Take the same slope in every activity. Observe the least distance covered by pencil cell in which activity. Why is this? And distance covered by pencil cell changes. Try to find the cause of difference.
Ma'am, what is a pencil cell?
Pencil cells are those very thin and small cells that we have. If you've seen, they are there in some of the remotes, AC remote and all. very small, thin cells are there.
Ma'am,
Like
AA batteries?
very thin cells. Double,
AAA batteries?
AA batteries, I think so, yeah. But they are also called pencil cells. Now, here, what they've done is that they have made some different kinds of surfaces. Okay, they made various surfaces here, and then they've rolled the pencil cell, and they are checking that what is its motion, what is its movement on these different surfaces. Does it depend on the nature of surface on which this distance pencil cell is placed? Does the slippery nature of the surface also affect the distance covered by pencil cell? No. Causes of friction we are doing. Friction is caused because of the irregularities of two surfaces. Okay, because of the irregularities of two surfaces. These surfaces are very slippery. They may have micro irregularities on the surface. Due to their irregularity, they dig into each other. When we try to give motion to an object on a different surface, then an interrelation of surface takes place. To cross this interrelation, force is applied. If the surface is irregular, then there is more friction force. We have learned that
Ma'am,
the irrigation, yes, Abraham,
ma'am, could we create like a spinner or something that nullifies friction completely?
a spinner, how?
Ma'am, we could use magnets.
Okay.
Like I think the magnet frame doesn't face any friction. I'm not sure
Mm-hmm.
because it's using a magnet.
Mm-hmm. Look it up a little bit more, Abraham. Okay. But I think this can be done. Okay. Do a little bit more research and find out if you can do this. Now, okay, about the causes of friction. Okay. Because of the irregularities of two surfaces, the movement slows down and stops. Okay, it is clear that if two surfaces are pressed forcefully, then friction increases. You can experience it by pulling a mat. When nobody is sitting on the mat and when somebody is sitting on the mat. Remember your experience when nobody is sitting on the mat and we pull it, it will be very easily pulled, whereas when somebody will be sitting on the mat, then you cannot pull it easily. Okay. Also, when the racers or runners, they wear those shoes which has a surface like this, which has a surface like this. Okay. When this comes in contact with the irregular surface of the ground, tell me what happens. The friction increases. Okay. The friction increases because both are irregular surfaces and it actually helps them to create that grip on the ground while they run, while they race. Okay. Now, friction harmful but compulsory. Which is easy to hold, a glass or a pot? Now think that the outer surface of glass is slippery or there is a coat of oil present on its surface. Do you think it will be easy to hold the glass? Okay. Now think if there is no friction, then how would you hold the glass? If there is, if the outer surface of the glass is slippery or if it has layer of oil on it, it will be harder for us to hold it. Okay. It will be harder for us to hold it. Think about walking on the wet floor, marble, or muddy way, or slippery mud way. It will be difficult. Can you imagine walking without friction? We cannot walk without friction. Okay. If there is no friction, or very less friction, then we might slip. Okay, so friction helps us to walk on the wet floor, marble, okay, and all of these slippery surfaces. It will be impossible to write with a pen or pencil without friction. Okay, then when your teacher writes on blackboard with a chalk, then the irregular surface of blackboard reduces chalk powder, and the rest of the chalk is on the blackboard with the help of alphabets. Therefore, you can see the writing on the blackboard. This is the examples of friction, how friction is applicable in real life, okay, or the benefits of friction. Now, if there is no friction between road, yes, Abraham,
Ma'am, do you know your pencil also works because of friction?
yes,
And
a
because the
pencil,
thin layer of graphene only peels off when you, I think, when friction is applied.
yes, Abraham, that is right. Okay, it helps us write down with a pencil pen. Now, if there is no friction between road and tires of vehicle, then there would be no motion in vehicles, and they cannot be stopped or their direction cannot be changed if there is no friction. Okay, then they you won't be able to stop it or change their direction. Exerting the brakes also is an example
Ma'am,
of friction. Yes.
ma'am, I have a question for you, ma'am. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
okay, suppose an airplane is flying on ice, ma'am, will it be able to take off and land easily? There's no friction, meaning like take off easily.
No, it will not be able to take off easily.
No, ma'am. It would be easily be able to take off, ma'am. It's because the airplane doesn't need friction in the wheels to take off. It uses wind power. So,
Okay.
so the wheels are just down there, just holding it, and the airplane is using turbines to move.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, Abraham, if the plane is using turbines to move wind power, then it can take off. But the like its wheels, if it is on ice, then maybe the ice will, like if you take a look at it practically, the ice cannot lift the burden of the plane, the weight of the plane
No, ma'am, but
easily.
after a certain weight, ma'am, because of it catching so much of speed, ma'am, it will take off
Mm-hmm.
practically.
Okay. It will take off, yeah. But still it is like might be a little hard. Okay. The runway thing that is there, okay, to the plane when it goes on the runway before taking off. But then due to the wind power it will take off. Okay. Okay, now if an object starts in motion, it cannot be stopped if there is no friction. Okay, we cannot stop a moving object without friction. You can't even fix a nail or tie a knot in thread without friction, and building cannot be built without friction. These are the examples of how friction is good or helpful for us. Now, how friction is harmful, we'll see. Due to friction, objects depreciate, like nails, walls, bearing, or the shoes. They all wear off, okay, or they get worn out after prolonged use due to friction. You must have seen bridges and stairs. Friction also creates heat when you light a matchstick with a matchbox. Then it catches fire. Okay, friction can also produce heat. You must have seen that after running for a few minutes, the jar of electrical mixer also heats up. So we can say that friction also creates heat energy. When you use a machine, then energy created by friction destroys extra energy. You'll now study how to increase or decrease friction. Okay, so friction creates heat. Hope this is clear that friction creates heat energy.
Yes, ma'am.
Increasing and decreasing friction. Have you ever thought why the sole of a shoes is irregular in design? Irregular design of shoes helps in catching the floor so that you are safe while walking. In the same way, the tire of the car, trucks, and bulldozers also stick so that they have a good hold of the road. The tires also have patterns, okay, they also have irregular designs so that they can stick to the ground or so that they can have a good hold of the road. Brake pad is used in automatic vehicles and cycles to increase friction. When you ride a cycle and your brake presses a lever, this pressing friction stops the motion of rim and it stops working. Okay, there is a circular rim present, okay, which is attached to your wire, which is attached to the brake of the cycle. When you press the brake, that slows down the movement, okay, and then eventually your cycle stops, and then your cycle stops after the rim is pressed, okay, or stopped by pressing the brakes, okay.
So,
Then
ma'am, there's basically two things like this that jam the wheel, right?
yes, two things are jammed the wheel. You must have seen that kabaddi players rub mud on their hands so that they can hold their opponent. And gymnasts also place any greasy material on their hands. This increases their friction and their hold. Some situations, friction is not required. Therefore, we need to lessen it. Okay? Such as why delicate powder is spread on carbon board so that the friction between striker and carom board will be lessened. Okay? And we can easily slide the um, striker, okay,
Like,
so that we can, yes, easily slide the striker. You must have noted that we drop a few oil drops in our door gate so that it starts moving freely. Cycle and motor mechanic uses grease in the moving parts of these machines. All the situations increase skill of the machine and reduce friction. When grease and graphite is used between the moving parts of any machine, then a thin layer is formed and the moving parts do not get stuck with each other. Okay, that is why when the machines are not moving, they put oil in it, they do its oiling. Okay, doors also, they do its oiling so that they can move easily. Okay, they can move easily and friction can be reduced. The item used to reduce friction is known as oil, but it is not used in some machines as lubricant. Such machines use seat between moving parts to reduce friction. Friction cannot end completely. A surface cannot be completely slippery because there are some irregularities in it. Bearing and wheel reduce friction rollers on. You must have seen toys and other heavy items that are easily taken by small kids. What happens? Let's understand. Rollers in suitcase and other heavy items. Because they have rollers, okay, or wheels which help the children to carry them easily. Okay. Now, take some pencils of cylindrical shape and keep them parallel on the table. Put a heavy book above it. Now push this book. You will find that the pencils start falling due to motion of the book. Such type of motion of pencil is known as aviator or roller motion. Have you experienced that instead of pushing, moving a book in this manner has made less friction? Have you seen people transporting heavy machines by keeping them over logs of wood? Okay. So if you
Ma'am,
see this image, yes, Abraham.
ma'am, when you go to the park, sometimes you sometimes you find this slide. This slide has like long bars which rolls you down.
Yes, Abraham.
And if
That
you put
is
your finger in it, you get hurt.
yes. This is a similar example. Okay. This is a similar example. That roller slide that is there in the parks. Okay. That is a good example. Correct. What happens here is that the rulers, okay, or the pencils or the wood, logs of wood are in motion, okay, they turn, okay, so that is known as roller motion or aviator, okay. Now, that helps in transporting heavy machines or that helps us slide down when the movement continuously takes place of all the rulers together or here all the wood logs together. It helps in transporting the objects and reduced friction. Okay, helps in transporting the object and reduce the friction so that the movement becomes easy. When an object moves on the surface of another object, then the resistance of motion is called roller motion or friction. Okay, when the object moves on the surface of
Ma'am,
another object, yes, Abraham.
I have a point, ma'am, and I'm not sure why it's called roller motion, ma'am. Is because like when I have suppose a circular, not circular, but when I have something rolling on an object, then it's called rolling motion or roller motion. Ma'am, but when I'm just pushing something, shouldn't the resistance be called friction,
Yes, Abraham, the resistance is called friction when you are
not
pushing something.
roller motion?
Yes. Roller motion is particularly when it is in the form of roller, when one thing is rolling on another object. That is roller motion. But in general, when one thing is moving on another object but not rolling, and that is in general is called friction. That is correct. Now, when when an object moves on the surface of another object, okay, the resistance of motion is called roller motion or friction. This reduces friction. Rolling is like pushing an object. Therefore, pushing an item on a roller is easy because it reduces the friction, and when friction is reduced, it is helpful for us to move things, or it is helpful in the motion to take place. Okay. Now, liquid friction. You know that air is very light and moving. However, things move in the air have air friction force. In the same way, motion of things in liquid and gas also has friction force. Gas and liquid, they both come under liquid. Okay. We can say that things moving in liquid have friction force. And the friction force exerted by liquid is known as fluid friction. Okay. Liquid, when you have friction force exerted by a liquid, okay, or when you have liquid involved or a gas, it is known as fluid force. Okay. Now, the friction force in liquid depends upon the relative motion of its liquid. Friction force also depends on the shape of the item, nature of liquid. When an object gives motion in liquid, it has to go above the friction force of that item. Therefore, many things are done to reduce to reduce the friction. Therefore, objects are given various shapes. These shapes are received by codes given to them. You will think, who gives them these codes? The answer is nature. Birds and fishes, they move in liquid. Their body is built in such a way that their energy helps them in reducing the friction force in the liquid. You have read about these shapes before. Okay. Now, firstly, we'll talk about a lot of things, okay, in which the friction force of liquid depends upon. Okay. In which the friction force of liquid depends upon. Okay. We have the relative motion of its liquid, relative motion of its liquid, okay, means that its motion in comparison to the other object, okay. Then friction force also depends on the shape of the item, the nature of the liquid, okay, means it can be its density, okay, then its shape of the item it's poured into, okay. Then when an object gives motion in liquid, it has to go above the friction force of that item, okay, above the friction force of that item. Like when you are dissolving something in water, okay, you are giving the motion in liquid, okay. So it has to be above the friction force of that item, okay. Then we have so these are all the things that affect the friction force of liquid, okay. Now, therefore, to resist friction, okay, or to overcome friction, the objects that are there in the water are given a particular shape. If you observe the fish, they have a streamlined body, okay, streamlined body, which helps them to cut through the friction force and move in the water. They have a streamlined body, which helps them to cut through the friction force or to overcome the friction force and move in the water, okay, move in the liquid. And airplanes also, they have a streamlined shape, okay, for them to move in the for them to overcome the air friction and fly in the air, okay. Understood? Understood fluid force?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am,
Yes, Abraham.
I disagree with the one statement, ma'am. It says every vehicle is designed in such a way to reduce liquid friction.
Okay.
Or,
Mm-hmm.
ma'am, to reduce friction. But, ma'am, when you see a design of a cruise ship or a ship for that example,
Mm-hmm.
maybe you only find the hull streamlined. The topper part of the ship is not very streamlined, it's pretty blocky.
Mm-hmm. You mean the front portion of the ship is only streamlined, but the rest portion is very blocky or bulky like this? Abraham, that is true, okay. But the front portion of it plays a major role because it's moving forward in that direction, and it is important for that front portion to be streamlined so that it can move through the friction, through the fluid friction.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Now, now let's quickly see in-text questions 15.4. Okay, we'll check out in-text questions 15.4. We'll have a break right now. Okay, we'll check this out tomorrow. You have a break right now, and then we'll continue with maths. Hi, Joshua. Good morning.
Hi, ma'am. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. Abraham, Emma, hope you all are there. Turn on your videos. Okay, Joshua, you had some doubt in the discount, right?
Yes.
Can you tell me which question, what exercise, which question?
Question 8.7, I think, because the last four questions about the article and the price.
8.7. 8.7 has only 3 questions, Joshua.
Yes, ma'am. But then you gave an extra four questions.
Okay, yes. I give you extra 4 questions to do, right? 1 minute, Joshua. Okay. Now, the first question was, 3 articles are sold at the rate of mark price of 4 such articles. 3 articles are sold at the rate of mark price of 4 such articles. Find the percent profit. Okay, 3 articles are sold at the market price of 4 articles. Okay, so let's say that the cost price of one article is X and the market price of one article is Y. Okay, the question is saying to us that the selling price of 3 articles is equals to market price of 4 articles, market price of 4 articles. Okay, so market price of one article is Y and 4 articles will be 4Y. Okay, 4 articles will be 4Y. And we have if then the cost price of one article is X. So then the cost price of 3 articles will be cost price. When one article is X, then 3 articles will be 3X. Okay, 3X. And the formula for profit is profit equals to selling price minus cost price. So put the values. My selling price, which is also equal to my market price of 4 articles, is 4Y. And my cost price of the 3 articles is 3X. So I have my profit, which is equal to 4Y minus 3X. Okay. Now the question says that I have to find out the profit percentage. Okay. Profit percentage. So we will calculate the profit percentage. What is the formula for profit percent? Profit divided by cost price into 100 Okay, so let's put in the values. What is my profit? X. Cost price 3x into 100. One second.
Pardon?
1 minute. Joshua, give me a minute. One. Okay. Now, x upon 3x into 100 we have. Okay. X upon 3x into 100 we have. We can see that this x upon 3x is in the form of 1 by 3. So we can substitute 1 by 3 here. Okay. We can substitute 1 by 3 here and into 100. Okay, how? Because x by 3x is in the form of 1 by 3. Okay, because 3x is 3 times x. Okay, so 1 by 3 we can substitute, and then you will get 100 by 3. You divide it and you will get 33.33%, which is your answer. Okay, your answer is 33.33%. Okay, 1 minute. I missed on one step. I missed on one step. After this, 4y minus 3x. After 4y minus 3x, see, the market price of 4 articles is the selling price of 3 articles. Okay, the market price of 4 articles is the selling price of 3 articles. Okay, so we can, and we are assuming that the cost price per article equals the market price per article. Okay, the cost price per article equals the market price per article. So we are assuming that our x is equals to y. So we, on the place of 4y, we replace it with 4x. Okay, and then do minus 3x, which gives us x, which is my profit. Which is my profit. And then with x, that is with profit, which is x, and cost price, which is 3x. Okay, x minus 3x, it's in the form of 1 by 3. So we replace it with 1 by 3 into 100. And then we calculate the answer. Okay. Firstly, we assume that the cost price of one article is X and the market price of one article is Y. Now the question says the selling price of 3 articles is equals to market price of 4 articles. When you have 4 articles, it becomes 4Y. Okay. Then your cost price of 3 articles is how much? 3X. Okay. Your cost price of 3 articles is 3X. Now, for the profit, we do selling price minus cost price. So you make the equation 4y minus 3x. But it is given that the market price of 4 articles is the selling price for 3 articles. And we assume that the cost price per article equals the market price per article. Okay. Marked price per article. Cost price per article equals the marked price per article. That is why we assume that x is equals to y. And in the place of 4y, we made it 4x. Okay. So 4x minus 3x, x is our profit. Profit percent is the formula here. Profit upon CP into 100. So x by 3x into 100 gives us 1 upon 3 into 100. That is 33.33%. Understood, Joshua?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Abraham and Emma understood? Are you there, Abraham and Emma?
Yes, ma'am. This is compound interest.
No, Abraham. This is discount. This is Joshua's doubt from the topic of discount.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. We have a question in these are the some questions I gave in homework from the exercise of the 8th chapter. This is those doubts. Okay. Okay, done writing, Joshua?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, the next question is very easy. Okay. The next question is very simple. Your marked price is 1600. Marked price is 1600. Okay. And discount is 20%. Discount is 20%. Okay. We have to find out the amount to be paid. Okay. Amount, how much amount to be paid after discount? That we have to find out. So I have the market price and I have discount percent. So what I will do, first step is I'll calculate the discount. I'll calculate the discount in amount, okay? So discount amount. Discount amount is equals to 20% of the market price. 20% of the market price. Okay. How? 20 upon 100 into 1600. Cancel. 16 into 20, 320 rupees. This is your discount amount. Okay. 20% is 320. Now we calculate the amount to be paid. Amount to be paid or selling price amount to be paid or selling price, which will be market price minus discount. What is my market price? 1600. Subtract your discount, 320. You will get how much? How much? Rupees 1280. Okay. rupees 1280. That is your selling price, which is market price minus discount. Understood, Joshua? Joshua?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The price of an article is 1800 after 10% discount. Find the mark price of the article. This is your next doubt. The price of an article is 1800 after 10% discount. Okay. So after 10% discount, the price is 1800. Can you find the mark price?
Ma'am,
Yes.
I couldn't, ma'am. That's why I asked you for help, ma'am.
Okay. This question is done. Have you written?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, the price of an article is 1800 after 10% discount. Find the market price or find the market price, yes, of the article. Okay. Now, if we have 10% discount, okay, 10% discount of market price, okay, we can set up this equation. Market price minus 10% of market price equals to 1800. Okay. Market price minus 10% of market price is equal to 1800. Okay. Or let's try it another method. There is a formula. Okay. Market price equals to price after discount price after discount into 100 divided by 100 minus discount percent. Discount percent. Okay. This is derived from the market price formula that I taught you. Okay. This is derived from the market price formula that I taught you. Okay. Price after discount is 1800 multiplied by 100 divided by 100 minus discount, which is 10. Okay. 100 minus discount, which is 10. Joshua, solve this and find out the answer. Solve this and find out the answer. Because I have taken the discount percent beneath, okay, and it is in percent. On the top, I have mentioned 100, price after discount, with it I've mentioned 100, okay, and beneath I've done 100 minus discount percent. This is the formula when you have price after discount and your discount percent given, then this is the formula. So we have placed the values, find out the answer. Yes, Joshua, what's the answer?
I didn't get it yet, ma'am.
Okay. Into 100 divided by 90. Cancel the 0. 9 1s are 9 2s are 0 0. 200 into 10 rupees 2000 is your answer. Okay. 2000 is your market price, Joshua. Understood?
Ma'am, how come you only cut one of the zeros?
I cut one of the zeros of 90 with one of the zeros of 100. And then I cut 9 1s are 9 and 180 because, 1800 because 1800 is divisible with 9. Okay. So I cut it 200 times, then multiply 200 with 10 to get 2000. Okay. Okay, next question. Next question. Write this down, Joshua. Next question we'll see. It's a little bit tricky, okay, but easy. Okay. So the next question is that the price of an article, I'm clearing the screen. The price of an article Ibrahim and Emma, did you all try out these questions?
No, ma'am. I still have to try these questions out, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am,
Emma? Yes,
ma'am, today
Ibrahim.
are we going to do the simple interest?
No, Ibrahim, I don't think today we'll be able to find time to do interest. Okay, but tomorrow we can do. Okay, tomorrow we can do simple interest. We did principal, Abraham, right? Tomorrow we'll do time and rate. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, what about this maths activity?
It's this Friday, Abraham.
No, ma'am. I'm saying the topics, ma'am. You said you will give something.
Percentage we discussed.
Ma'am, but you would give some specific chapters or something.
Okay, I said I'll give some specific topics from percentage. After doing this question, I'll discuss. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Now, after 35% discount, is same as or equal to another article of rupees 1300 after 10% discount. After 10% discount. Okay. Find the market price of the first article. Find the market price of the first article. This was the question. The price of an article after 35% discount is equal to another article of rupees 1300 after 10% discount. Find the MP of the first article. For that, we will calculate the price of the second article. Okay. It is saying that a 10% discount is there. 10% discount is there. So 90% we'll calculate 90% of its mark price. Okay, because 10% so discount is there. So 90% of the mark price we'll calculate. Okay, to find out its price after discount. So price after discount of second article. Price after discount of second article. We will take 90 because 10 is discounts, only 90% upon 100 of 1300. Okay, cancel, multiply 90 into 13, multiply. We will get rupees 1170. Okay, 1170. Now we'll find out the price of first article after 35% discount. Okay. First article after 35% discount, which is 65% of the market price. Okay. Which is how much? 65% of the market price. Because 100 minus 35 I'm doing. 100 minus 35. 35 is discount. So rest part in percent I will take, which is 65%. Okay. So price of first article. Price of first article. First article. After 35 discount, which will be 65 upon 100 into this price, 1170. Okay, into 1170. Cancel, cancel. Okay, you cancel it. One second. The price of the first article after 35% discount is 65% of its market price. 65% of its market price. So 65% divided by 100 of 1170. If you don't do this calculation, write down 65% of the market price. Okay, market price it is. Okay, 65% of the market price. Now we will calculate the market price of the first article. Market price of the first article market price of the first article. Okay, we will divide 1170, that is price after discount of the second article, by the 65%. 65%. Okay. 65%. Yes, Abraham.
Ma'am, can you just explain why we are doing this?
Yes, Abraham, I'll explain to you. See, I calculated the price after discount of the second article. Okay. I calculated the price after discount of the second article, which was 1170. Okay. The question says that the price of an article after 35% discount is equal to another article of 1300 after 10% discount. Okay. After 10% discount. Find the, so 10% discount we calculated first. Okay. Of the second article, 10% discount. Now, for the first article, in the first article, 35% is the discount. Okay. From 100, we subtract the 35%, we have 65%. Okay. 65% of the market price. From the market price, 35 is discount. We calculate the 65 portion. Okay. And it is saying that it is equal to the second article. Okay. The second article after discount of 10%. So that is why we are taking the after discount of 10% price of the second article, okay, to find out the market price of the first article, to find out the 65% portion, to find the 65% portion of the first article. That is why 1170 by 65%. Okay, 1170 by 65%. So 1170 into 100 upon 65. Okay, 1170 into 100 upon 65. Now you can cancel them. 65, 13, 5 2s are 0. 1170 can be divided by 13. Yes, 13 ones are and 90. So 9 2s are 18, 0 0. 1800 rupees is the market price of first article. Okay, after 35% discount. Okay, after 5% discount, the market price is 1800 rupees. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, can we solve another sum?
Can we solve another sum? Abraham, at home, please try this exercise, okay, of the lesson 8. And I quickly want to go over with the quiz. Joshua, you know that, right, that we have a quiz this Friday on the person chapter.
Yes, ma'am.
You are also participating, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
And please prepare. What to prepare, I will tell you quickly. What all to prepare, I'll tell you. Let me open it.
Ma'am, one question, like when you do the quiz, will there be like a time to answer in like
And
No,
ma'am,
no time.
ma'am,
Yes.
can you also can you also send this whatever you're telling us to our parents?
Yes. I'll send it to your parents. From the 8th chapter, you have this convert fraction into percent and percent into fraction. Okay. This exercise 8.1 is there. Okay. Converting fraction into percent. Okay. Lowest form. Okay. Mixed fraction to improper fraction is there. Okay. This, what percent of this is this? This is there. Okay. Then find out a specific percent of a given amount will come. Okay.
Ma'am.
8 point. Yes, Joshua.
In 8.1, only the bottom three.
No. This whole thing.
Okay.
Okay. And the examples also. These examples also. Comparing. Okay.
But ma'am, isn't this going to be a little like, because you are giving us like a quiz, isn't this going to be difficult to answer?
No, Ibrahim, I think this is easy. Okay. Even I'll give you, I will not put a time limit. Okay.
Ma'am, I'm asking, ma'am, will we have multiple chances to answer only once?
No, only once. Okay. Only one chance to answer. But I think I'll be
ma'am,
giving you
after we answer, will you tell us if that's wrong or right?
at the end, I will tell you.
Okay, ma'am.
Once the complete quiz is done, that time I'll tell you if the answer is right or wrong.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Now,
Okay, ma'am.
then
Ma'am,
this
can you just repeat what questions are coming?
8.1, the whole thing is coming. Okay. 8.1, the examples and the in-text questions are coming. Then 8.2, I'm thinking about the finding value of x. Okay, this is easy. You just have to do 16 upon 100 into 260.
Ma'am,
Yes.
it's 8:59, ma'am.
Okay. 1 minute. Stay one more
Yes.
minute. No? Okay. Word problems. I'm not thinking to give you word problems. Okay. I'm not thinking to give you word problems. But profit and loss, very easy questions can come. Okay. Like the formula. Formula can come. Okay. Formula can come like this. Find the profit. If shopkeeper purchased for 1400, sold it for 1512, find the profit. Okay, what is the profit? So easy profit and loss questions and profit and loss formula can come. Okay. What is selling price minus cost price? Okay. What is cost price minus selling price? So basic questions from that can come, and basic questions from discount can come. Like what is discount?
Okay,
Ma'am,
so we're doing 8.4.
ma'am, can we not keep any questions from discount?
I think to keep we can keep only theory questions from discount. Like what is the meaning of discount? What is market price? How do you calculate discount?
Ma'am, even from profit and loss, ma'am, if we keep actual questions from profit and loss, ma'am, it will take time.
We have time, Abraham. Time is not a problem.
No, ma'am, I'm saying, ma'am, Over one question to answer, ma'am, it will take a lot of time for one student. Like suppose me, if we keep discount questions, I may not be able to answer it in a short amount of time.
Okay. I'll think about it today. Okay. But I think if I ask you, Abraham, okay, if you do cost price minus selling price, then what will you get? Profit or loss? Oh, sorry. If you have cost price greater than selling price, you will get profit or
Profit.
loss.
Ma'am,
Profit
Loss.
or loss? Loss. Okay, you will get a loss. So tell me, this is an easy question, right? Not taking you a lot of time.
Yes, ma'am.
So
So, ma'am, questions like this.
questions like this. Okay. Yes, Joshua, you can log out. Okay.
And ma'am,
Explain you
ma'am,
bye,
more.
ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Bye, Abraham. Bye, Emma.
bye, Joshua.
Yes,
Ma'am,
Abraham.
in 8.1, ma'am, can you just like you'll be taking the fraction questions even?
Fraction questions, yes. Okay. Fractions questions I will take. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Ma'am, can you just show how to do them again?
Yes. Like these questions are there. Okay. Converting them into percent I taught you. Converting them into percent I taught you. Okay. 3 upon 5. How to calculate it into percent, Abraham?
Multiplied by 100.
Multiplied by 100. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
60%. Very easy. Okay.
Okay.
Then percent into fraction. 45%. So 45 divided by 100. Okay. You cancel. 5 nines are and 5 twos are 0. 9.20. Okay. Very simple. So these kind of questions only will come. Okay. These type of questions only will come. And discount also. Okay. Discount also. I can ask what is market price. Okay. What is discount? Okay. Or what is the formula for discount? What is the formula for discount? So you say market price minus selling price. That is discount. Okay. Market price minus selling price is your discount. So only questions like this will come from discount. What is discount? What is selling price? Formula for discount. Okay. Formula for market price, that is selling price plus discount. Easy, right? Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay then. So if you want, I can put these formulas in the group also.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. For you all to learn and prepare. Okay, so that's all for today, and I'll see you all tomorrow.